It is chilly, chilly, chilly. Winter is coming. Winter's coming. Welcome to Vancouver. Winter is here. Hello, a very good afternoon and welcome to Vancouver. We made it, we did it, we got here. Small confession, we made it, we did it, we got here 2 weeks ago. The reason why Vancouver is our first big stop is because after 16 weeks on the road, it really is time for us to edit out videos and get stuff done. Because we are really ahead of our audience and are ahead of our schedule. Meaning that for you, it's almost summer, for us, it's almost Christmas of last year. A few other things, we're gonna pimp up our vehicle, make it a bit of a personalized, but we also discovered the other day that our tires are really worn out. Let me show you. As you can see, there's not much, there's no profile left. Not really a shocker, when we did research for this trip, we knew that we were probably gonna look at a tire change at least once or twice during this trip. Now, don't forget we also started in Florida, took it all the way to the Alberta Highlands, all the way through Whitehorse, northern Alaska, southern Alaska, and back all the way to Vancouver. We drove more than 21,000 kilometers, which covers more than half the original trip. So we're not really surprised, tires need to be changed, oil needs to be changed, and the car's gonna get a checkup. What else? Well, then we're gonna edit other videos before we're gonna head into the United States. Once we get our visas done, well, that's it. We're probably not gonna stay all the winter here, but we are gonna be here for a while. As you can see, the weather also changed. We got our little nice after summer. So we still need to go to Fraser Canyon, and of course also here in Vancouver we're gonna do some sightseeing. For you, that's gonna be next video. For us, it's gonna be a little bit of a pause between there because we really need to catch up. And well, by the time you get to see this video, we're probably already in the States. First things first, car into the garage and get some new tires. Welcome to the 11th floor in White Rock, Vancouver. This is the first house sit that we have in Canada, also the first house sit we have in the city in an apartment building. Such an entire new experience for us. For people that know me and for those that don't, I've never been a big fan of big cities and apartment buildings, so this experience really is great for us to see how it is to live in the city. And it's a big difference from the houses that we did in Panama and Costa Rica. From living in the jungle, not knowing where the dog does his business, to living in the jungle of concrete, walking the dog several times a day and picking up the poop in front of a live audience. The convenience and the pros are that the shops are nearby, there's even a little beach nearby. Of course you've got beautiful views, well, not always, right now you miss them, pun intended. And of course you get to socialize because you always meet people, whether it's in the elevator or in the street or in the park while walking your dog. And that's the great thing of these houses. We get to experience all these different lifestyles so we can pick what is for us and what is not. And of course the best part is that we get to meet all these loving animals and bond with these beautiful pets. And another great thing about this house sit, as we had run into some electrical and leakage problems with our van, we really needed a place to work. And of course, if you're staying in the van, it's not really convenient to work on the van. Luckily we have the house sit And even more luckily, we ran into somebody that was able to give us a place to work on our van, do some fixings, give it a fresh paint of coat, and getting it ready for the next leg of our trip. And that's the thing, if you're living in your camper van and you have these kind of issues, it's kind of a problem. It's kind of difficult to fix things on the side of the street. And if you take it to a designated RV or van specialist, they charge $150 per hour just to look at it. But of course, to work on your camper van, you also need the time, the space, and the material. And we were very lucky that we had the opportunity to use this garage. So we're very grateful to Axel and his mom Elba, who set us up to come here and be able to work. So let's get cracking and make something beautiful. Despite you buying a new RV, a second-hand one, or build one yourself, you will eventually run into the point where you're going to have to do some fixings and maintenance. Stuff will break, stuff will wear out, stuff needs to be maintained, replaced and fixed from time to time. You can postpone it, things are only going to get worse. So if you're going to make trips like this or long road trips altogether, be prepared to run into problems, stop at mechanics and do some fixings yourself. Now, the beneficial part of running into these issues is that you get to learn how to fix them along the go. So every setback is also a learning curve. You get smarter, handier and wiser along the way. Things will get better. Things will get good. Good morning and welcome to Belize. I hear you ask, Bastiaan, when did you get to Belize? How did you get to Belize? Why did you get to Belize? Well, the how is very simple. We got here by plane. When we got here a couple of weeks ago. And why? Our US visas have expired. We found a beautiful house in Belize, and another perk is that we can work away on our videos while we're here. So this trip really hits 3 birds in 1 stone. 1. We renew our US visas. 2. We have the time to work in peace and quiet. And 3. Well, I don't really have to explain. The weather sells for itself. We'll see you back in Vancouver in a couple of weeks, where we're finally going to explore Vancouver. Before we continue our Pan American Highway towards the United States. See you there! And as for tours and sightseeing, we'll do that next time, because we will come back to Belize after we finish up in Mexico before we go to Guatemala. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And in the meanwhile, in Vancouver, robots are taking over jobs. Or at least this one is. Well, we laugh at it. For now, we'll see you next week. Bye bye.